important thing. With respect to President Putin, I didn't have a meeting. We talked briefly while we were in between sessions, and the conversation that I had with him was consistent with the conversations I've had with him over the previous several months, indicating to him that we are still deeply concerned about the bloodshed and chaos that's being sown by constant bombing attacks by Assad and the Russian military against populations in Aleppo, and the need for us to arrive first at some sort of humanitarian ceasefire and begin moving towards a political transition of some sort. And I talked to him about Ukraine and the need for us to get Minsk done. I urged him to instruct his negotiators to work with ourselves, with France, with Germany, with Ukraine, to see if we can get that done before my term is up. As usual, it was a candid and courteous meeting, but very clear about the strong differences that we have on policy. The issue of the elections did not come up because that's behind us, and I was focused in this brief discussion on moving forward. I had already made very clear to him our concerns around cyber attacks generally, as well as specific concerns we had surrounding the DNC hack. I don't think this will be the norm, but as I've said before, the concern I have has less to do with any particular misinformation or propaganda that's being put out by any particular party, and a greater concern about the general misinformation from all kinds of sources, both domestic, foreign, on social media, that make it very difficult to for voters to figure out what's true and what's not. And let me put it this way. I think if we have a strong, accurate, and responsible press, and we have a strong civic culture and an engaged citizenry, then various attempts to meddle in our elections won't mean much. If generally we've got elections that aren't focused on issues and are full of fake news and false information and distractions, then the issue is not going to be what's happening from the outside. The issue is going to be what are we doing to ourselves from the inside. The good news is that's something that we have control over. Right? Gardner Harris.
Mr. President, thanks so much for holding this press conference. If you had hotels, real estate, and other businesses distributed around the world prior to becoming president, would you have thought it appropriate to sell them off and put the